Hello friends, welcome to Health Bite. On our previous segment, we learned that research shows 7 health practices that are directly related to how long people live, and that the calendar does not determine your health age as much as your diet and exercise habits. In case you forgot, we discovered a longevity pill with 7 ingredients based on the Alameda County study. And they were as follows: sleeping 7 to 8 hours, no eating between meals, eating breakfast regularly, maintaining proper weight, moderate or no use of alcohol, and no smoking. So the number of these habits that a person followed made a great impact on his longevity. Well, in this segment, we'll look at some of these health habits in more detail. The first one we will look at is eating breakfast regularly. So in this study, men who ate breakfast regularly and did not snack had half the risk of death compared to men who skipped breakfast and snacked. Some studies have found that adults may be able to reduce their risk of heart attacks by eating breakfast regularly. Well, what does breakfast have to do with heart attacks? One thought is that the platelets, that's the body's blood clotting cells, they become stickier in the morning before breakfast. And this increases the tendency for a blood clot to form during the morning hours. And did you know that most heart attacks occur between the hours of 7 a.m. and 12 noon? Well, in this study, the breakfast skippers had a higher risk of forming clots than those who ate breakfast. A review of scientific studies indicate that breakfast is important to learning, memory, and physical well-being in both children and adults. And benefits from eating breakfast, include more efficient problem solving, improved memory, increased verbal fluency, improved attention span, better scholastic performance, and better attitudes. Breakfast is so important because it contributes 30% or more of essential and protective nutrients to our daily intake. So by skipping this important meal, it is very difficult to make up the lack of nutrients such as iron, calcium, B vitamins, and vitamin C. Well, the most frequent reasons people give for not eating breakfast are: I'm not hungry in the morning, or I don't want to gain weight. Well, not being hungry in the morning may be a result of a full meal the evening before. So a lighter evening meal or no evening meal at all may solve that problem. And if you think that skipping breakfast will help you eat fewer calories during the day, you may be wrong. A good breakfast should be part of any weight loss program. Actually, people who eat breakfast regularly are less likely to be overweight. In fact, eating breakfast is a daily habit for the successful losers who belong to the National Weight Control Registry. These people have maintained a 30-pound or more weight loss for at least a year. Now, some people say that they get hungrier later in the morning if they eat breakfast. Then you may need to evaluate what you are eating for breakfast. So let's talk about some breakfast ideas. Tell me, what's wrong with orange juice and a Danish? Well, it is all sugar, no fiber, and this is quickly going to pass into your bloodstream. It's going to cause your blood sugar to rise and fall rapidly, and then your energy and efficiency levels drop off later in the morning, and you're going to be hungrier and reaching for a snack. Well, what about the sausage and egg breakfast? Of course, it is loaded with fat and cholesterol, so it's not a good idea. Well, here are some guidelines for a healthy breakfast. So, of course, it should be high in fiber. You can include cooked cereals, whole grain waffles, or low-fat granola, fresh fruits, cooked or frozen fruits in any form, whole wheat or multigrain breads, natural peanut butter or other nut butters. So this breakfast is going to last you all morning long. You're not going to feel hungry, or you're not going to be reaching for a snack. Well, another factor for longevity is no eating between meals. So in the longevity study, snacking was associated with poor health and increased mortality rates. We know that the typical snacks are high in fat, calories, salt, sugar, trans fats, and they're usually low in vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and fiber. And people who snack often replace nutritious foods with less nutritious snacks. For people who have a weight problem, snacking usually adds unneeded calories between meals and the wrong kind of calories. But you know, if you feel the urge to snack, how about just reaching for a carrot, an apple, or a banana? This leads us to another longevity pill ingredient, and that is maintaining proper weight. Maintaining proper weight is important to reduce the risk of cancer and many other chronic diseases. There was a study done by British researchers analyzing 57 studies, mostly in Europe and North America, following nearly 1 million people for an average of 10 to 15 years. And this study showed that people who were overweight, they lived 3 years less. And those who were obese, they lived 10 years less. So obesity is similar to smoking when it comes to its negative effects on longevity. 2 more of our longevity pill ingredients are sleeping and exercising. So sleeping 7 to 8 hours and exercising regularly. Now I want you to notice that word, regularly. The longevity pill needs to be taken regularly, not sporadically. And in case you were wondering, catching up on your sleep all at once is not going to be as effective or work as well as regular adequate sleep. So yes, it is possible to get too much sleep as well as too little sleep. In this study, those who slept significantly more or less than 6 to 9 hours had a 60 to 70% greater risk of dying. And the non-exercisers, they had a 50% increased risk of dying compared to those who exercised. Notice that women with low physical activity did even worse and had over twice the risk of dying within the 9 years of the study. So exercise seems to be extremely important for women. Notice that the death rate of physically fit men in the center of your graphic there is only 1/3 of the rate of those that are unfit. And for those who were those who were unfit and then became fit, the death rate is about half as much. So the key point here is that it is never too late to begin an exercise program. Another ingredient in our longevity pill is no smoking. The Alameda County study found that male smokers double the risk of dying, and female smokers had 60% greater risk of dying. A separate study found that men who smoked throughout their entire adult life had an average life expectancy of only 65 years. And these are not quality years, by the way. This is 12 years shorter than the expected 77-year lifespan for a lifelong non-smoker. And did you know that according to the American Cancer Society, each day you smoke, your life expectancy is shortened by 3 hours. So you lose 1 day of your future for every 8 days you smoke. There's also other dangers of smoking, including peptic ulcer disease, heartburn, skin wrinkling, heart disease, cancer, emphysema, osteoporosis, among other things. Well, the last ingredient that we will look at today, according to this study, is moderate or no use of alcohol. Now, you may have heard that wine is good for your heart. Well, research indicates that total avoidance of alcohol is the best option for disease prevention. So you can get the same health benefits from purple grape juice without the adverse effects of the alcohol. Well, these 7 health principles are so simple but very effective, and best of all, without side effects, and much more easier to swallow than our pill. But you know, a healthy lifestyle is not a new concept. Centuries ago, God made a promise. In Exodus 15:26, it says, "If thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee." Friends, you may find yourself battling some unhealthy habit, but the good news is that God is so much more powerful than any of our bad habits, and He is just ready and eager to give us the power to change, to overcome these bad habits if we put our faith in Him. Until next time, may you live longer, happier, and healthier the way your Creator intended it.